Hey everybody, welcome to episode 224 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. Today we have an amazing house that is in the L Streets in Lake Highland, and you definitely are going to want to get a look at this one.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about it's tax appraisal time.
And I want to talk about allergies. They are through the roof right now.
I feel sorry for you.
I don't typically get allergies, but it is overwhelming right now. So
This year's been a lot of pollen this year.
Yeah, when I lived in San Antonio, I felt like the allergies were terrible down there. I mean, you could see the mountain cedar blowing through the air. I don't know what shook up just 2 days ago on Sunday, but something came in hard. So, how's your puppies doing?
They're fine. They're fine. Grandma Echo's running around. You know, the other two are just crazy. So,
Jeff, we need to give Zach a photo of what Cannon looks like right now. If you haven't seen Cannon right now, you guys need to see Cannon, and we need to start a GoFundMe account for Cannon's haircut because any day now we're gonna have him braided. It's a lot.
He's looking like a water buffalo.
He is huge. He is doubled in size. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna show you pictures of Cannon in all of his glory these days. Goodness.
What'd you do this weekend?
Actually, I played pickleball at Brookhaven Country Club. And I liked it. They are about to do this huge expansion. I think we talked about it last week, but they're about to do a really big expansion because in November they're going to get the national pickleball tournament, and they are going to increase to 33 courts. And so it was a great time. Just went in there and played for a quick hour. It's so funny because people were tired on Sunday. And no one was moving real fast. So very interesting, but it's a good time.
So you played both Saturday and Sunday? Oh wow.
Yep. Worked a little bit in the ceramics. Oh, I showed the girls on Sunday.
Yeah, so you did.
It was very interesting. I hate it when you take the clients out to look at houses and the very first one you show them is like the absolute fit, but just because they like haven't seen enough, they're like, oh, it's just not quite the one. I was like, it really is the one. All weekend they were like, that was the one.
And it went under contract.
It's gone.
Horrible.
That's what it goes. We live and we learn.
So I tried to do my outdoor time this weekend. Went on 2 different walks. One would have been 4 miles, and one would have been 3 miles.
Look at you, scooting around.
Trying to stay up on that, and then. I should have given you a picture from this weekend because we went on a beer brewery trail, I guess. We drove all the way.
Crawls.
Yeah, we went all the way to Salina for our first one, and then part of the group had to be back in Dallas for an event at 5 o'clock. So we met at the first place at noon or one, and we ate there. So it took us quite a while. And then the second one we went to was 45 minutes away. So we went to that one, but we only got to stay there a little bit. And then the part of the group that had to go to another event went to their event, and then they went to a different brewery after that. I did not make it to the third one. I had enough being in the car all day long and driving. And
you know, I also learned is that you need to do a little research on the brewery before you go because we went to one a couple of weeks ago and it was all IPAs. I don't like IPAs. I was like, what else is there to drink? Luckily, they had a cider. That was it.
Oh well.
All right. You know what? Let's talk about some market watch.
Let's do it.
So what we like to do is take a look at the last 7 days in Dallas County and give you an idea of what's on the horizon and what's happened. So right now, coming soons, that's not a required fill by agents, but that is actually up 8% to 71 units versus 66 last week. And we see new listings that have come on the market up 9% to 466. And when both sides of the parties have agreed, that's when they enter into the option party, and that is actually down 1% to 407 versus last week.
So our pendings this week are down 25% to 173. Last week there were 232, and solds are down 13%. There were 317 sales that closed in Dallas County last week compared to 363 the week before. And mortgage rates are remaining relatively stable. They're up just a small smidge to 6.475. And that's a number that we pick up from Optimal Blue, which is not a lender themselves, or they just kind of aggregate what the market will bear in terms of mortgage rates and what most mortgage companies are charging.
Absolutely, and it's a really great actual site to go to because you can see conforming 15, jumbos, FHA, and then you can also get a really cool slider graph that will take you all the way around. One of the great things that we can also do is we can do this for any neighborhood. We can also do it for zip codes or very specific areas. Let us know what you're looking for, and we can set these parameters up and give you the correct data as it happens.
Cool. You want to jump into our house?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So this is 9070 Leaside Drive. This is an amazing home. When we saw it come to the market, we knew immediately that we had to get this one featured. And this is such a really great area of Dallas.
Really is. It's super convenient to Walnut Hill, which is one of those streets that goes all the way across the city. You've got great access to 635. The express lanes, which go all the way over to Quit Road, are now under construction to go all the way around over there. So within a couple of years, you're going to have really great access to the airport if you just jump on 635.
And if you're not from Dallas, what we like to do is point out a couple of things that are around there that are really great. And one of them is the Lakewood Brewing Company. And we actually were at the Lakewood Brewing Company last year, and I think Zach did took video out there. It's a great place.
Oh, that's right, you didn't you?
Yeah, for Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's a really great place, really family friendly, lots and lots of great beers. And we had a good time out there.
We did. It was a really good outdoor space. They've got food there now, which, as breweries started coming online, a lot of them started doing, like, they would do food trucks first, and then they do their own kitchen. Their food here is really, really good.
They did a great job with that. And if you're needing to get out and do a little volunteer work, well, why not take advantage of the White Rock Lake? This is called Love of the Lake. And this is a really great community organization that really keeps White Rock Lake in top condition.
Yeah, White Rock Lake would not look like White Rock Lake if there were not this organization involved.
Yep, at least five different ways that you can get involved. You take your pick, but everyone should really get out there. This is such a gem of the East Side and adds such value to all of Dallas that being able to take care of it is such an amazing thing. I mean, we now have, for the second year in a row, 2 mating pair of bald eagles that show up. So, really great thing. One of the other things we want to point out, if you're not from here, how close this is to Presbyterian Hospital. And so this is a really important facility that actually gives great health care, but is also, if you work in the area, this is a great, quick, I believe it was less than 7 minutes to work if you work there.
Wow.
So lots of good information.
That is.
So let's just take a quick jump and take a look at this amazing house.
Okay. So this is 9070 Leaside Drive. This is 9070 Leaside Drive. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, wonderful drive up, 1.2 million. And this home was built about 4 years ago, and they did a really great job of, I've never seen this floor plan before, which is always a big indicator to me of how just, I don't know, unusual, I guess is a word.
Well, I love how much it was symmetrical. So it's under 3,000 square feet. You walk in and you have a really great living room right here that the kitchen, we're gonna see here in just a sec, but you have the symmetry between the windows and the fireplace. It all just really began to speak, and it is so well appointed. I kept asking the owner if she was a designer. She said, no, this is all of her own taste. And this is a really great way that they trimmed out the entry into the kitchen. So when we were talking, as she walked us around, I really said, I'm surprised they took the cabinets all the way up. And she said, yeah, that was just what they did. But it adds such a nice finishing touch to this unit, this house.
It has that traditional open floor plan in there where you've got seating at the bar. That's really great for informal get-togethers. And then this house does not have a formal dining room, which I think is great. But it's got a very well-defined, super large eating area right there at the end of the kitchen that you could seat 8 to 10 people very easily. And
the center island is well done. The other thing too is with those aluminum pendants that have dropped down, they blend in so well that they're not like an obstacle in your visual path. It all just works out really well. As you can see here, while you're sitting at this large farmhouse table, you have a view of the chickens, the organic herb garden, and also the peach tree that she has planted there. She did a really great job front to back. And as you see, we're going to point out, this is at the very front of the house, and this is the They use it as an office, but it could also be a bedroom downstairs.
Yeah, and it's just a wonderful room, great visual out the front. They've done Roman shades pretty much throughout this entire house.
I know. Which was really excellent. And she's also just continued this, as again, I said, are you sure you're not a designer? She's done such a great job in the utility room, and as you transition over into this large farmhouse master, the great thing about it was the height of these ceilings. She's like, this is gonna be a tough. In these Roman shades, she did these with blackout, as you can see. So again, it kind of grounds it, but just makes it such an amazing little place.
And the hardwood floors in this home are lightly scraped, very lightly scraped, and it's really, I think, what I find acceptable on level of scraping.
She did point out that one of the things that she did get to do with a developer is change out this mirror. And so as you can see, a really nice iron framed mirror. Again, this is a great shot. This is such a difficult shot, and her photographer did an excellent job. Double sinks, and you can see you've got a nice enclosure. This is a great closet, really big walk-in. I'm amazed that they don't have more clothes in this, but it was really real well done.
It really was, and there's more storage above that you can see in that photograph. This is the landing room as you come upstairs, and they call it the music room, which I think is the perfect name for it. You've got a view right out that front window. If you're sitting there playing piano, it's just a nice quiet little room, I felt like.
This is the second living room, and as you can see, you've got the balustrades there, so you're able to see as people come up, which I thought was really great. Trade ceiling, can lights, ceiling fan. Again, the way that this face, it gets some of the west sun, so it's really great how it opens up. Color palette throughout, it was perfect. It is not one of those that has 4,000 colors. This is the first of one of the bedrooms upstairs as well. And the bathroom in this one is just as clean as it should be.
It really is. And there are 3 full bedrooms up here. There are 2 full baths. Yeah, 2 full baths on this level. And every bedroom's got great access to a bathroom along with access out to that central living area.
And they also did not do carpet up here, which I thought was really great. These do have plantation shutters, and you can see here we're looking out of the Jack and Jill into the other bedroom right there. I don't know if we've got a picture, but the daughter's room was really great. Now as we come outside, this is right off of the living room, and you can see they've got a great covered patio there and eat in, really nice lounging, flagstone pathways. It just is turnkey.
Beautiful. That's a chalkboard on the fence down at the end of that. The owners of this home are such creative people in how they use space, how they create little places to be around. Their landscaping was just done beautifully. Homeowner told us that she was the one that picked almost all of that out. Yeah. And there's that peach tree that I think she told us it's got like 30 peaches on it already.
Yeah, it was a really, front to back, it was a well done house. So this is 9070 Leaside Drive. It is a 4-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half bath. It's 2-car garage, just under 3,000 square feet. Built in 2019, priced at $1.2 million, and that is $407 a foot. And we want to say thank you so much to Kiersten Humbert for allowing us to feature the home. It is amazing.
If there's any of the photos that we didn't get to use, they're going to be in the link below. If you'd like to take a look at this house, certainly give us a call. We'd be happy to make that happen. And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pew, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. And it's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second segment, episode 224, Sold with Updike Pew. Am I 224?
You're 224, my
Great.
friend.
Sorry.
And this week, we're going to talk about tax appraisal time because you know it's that time of year. You've gotten the letters, you've heard the horror stories, you've seen the fear in people's eyes. You know what? I think we need to get our terminology right. I feel like we need to dismiss some of these myths and give people solid information that they can use to make decisions to better adjust.
I would agree.
If they can.
Yeah.
Because you can't always, I can't.
Yeah, I've had, 5 people I've already talked to, communicated with, either sending them comps about their neighborhood or telling them, I can't provide anything that's going to help you.
Yeah.
And almost everybody understands that when you explain to them what you're seeing, I still send them comps that they want, but most of the time once they see that, they're usually in agreement.
Yes, and not to put a damper on it, but it seems like prices have gone up so much that it's really sometimes tough unless you're in one of those hideaway neighborhoods.
Yep.
So what we're going to talk about is actually the process, because I think this is where people get lost and they get confused. And so let's just start from square one, the valuation of the property.
And that's really where we are today. The appraisal district, if you go to their website, now we're speaking really about the Dallas the Dallas Central Appraisal District, which handles property valuations for a lot of the taxing entities around here. Like where I live, I get taxed by the city of Dallas, Dallas County, Parkland Hospital, DISD, and I think there's one other in there.
Community college?
The community college, thank you. If you live in, let's say you live out in Northwest Dallas, Northeast Dallas, you might be taxed by the city of Dallas, Richardson School District.
Correct.
Dallas County, Hospital District, there's different, depending on where your property is. And then there's other appraisal districts around also, which there's the Collin County Appraisal District, there's the Tarrant County Appraisal District. So it gets a little convoluted, but we are just talking about Dallas Central Appraisal District today.
But we can help you if you're in other areas
Yes.
as well. So what they actually do at this point is they're going to establish your market value, and then from there base that and give you also your taxable value. Those are 2 different numbers that they're going to provide you.
And when you go to the Dallas Central Appraisal District, DCAD is what we call them for short. When you go to the DCAD website, there is a really interesting, I think it's probably a 20-page PDF in there that has a lot of visual aspects to it. So it's not 20 pages of reading, but it talks about the valuation process they use and how they have come up with this, which I thought was really interesting because it helps you, especially if you're going to go into the next part of it, which is the review of the appraisal. If you're going to protest your valuation, then it's good to know how they got to the number that they did so that you can figure out how to use that information to, I guess, work with yours.
Yes, that's right. And because this is all now online, things have sped up quite quickly, and it makes it so much easier for you to actually request and protest your taxes. Whereas before it was a mail-in and a process, now it is online and it is linked to your actual physical address.
So they don't tell you this on the website, but this is how Dallas County or Dallas Central Appraisal District works, is you file your protest electronically, you receive an electronic notification from them, just like Weston was saying, that they've received your protest. When you file your protest, you have to upload what data you want to be considered in your protest. And it could be pictures of your home showing condition, it could be a real appraisal. If you just had a real appraisal done, that's a really hard one for them to argue with if you've just had it appraised and it's lower. But once you've got all that information up, they will send you an email telling you whether you are eligible for an offer. And so many times what they're trying to do is cut down on the number of people that come in for the protest. So they're going to send you this offer that if you'll accept this value, we don't need to go through the rest of the process.
And you can thank COVID for that, because prior to that, that was not nearly the case where they would submit that. But post-COVID, because they were really trying to handle that really sped that up. So let's say that you do not accept what they're offering you as a median. Then you would actually go and you would appear. And it's very interesting because appearing before the appraisal review board, is not nearly as daunting as what you think it is.
It's not. It's not. It is.
That sounds like a huge word. It sounds scary as all get out, and it's
not.
over 10, 15 minutes at the max.
Yes, I would encourage every homeowner to go through this at least once. Maybe you'll hire an outside company to do it from now on, but go through it at least once and see it, because it is not the onerous process that it all sounds like.
Because what they'll do is they'll bring all the information that they're going to use up on a large screen, and there's a couple of people, other members of the board, they're going to talk with you about it. And at that point, that's your ability to say, well, they're looking at that house, and my fence is like or is not brand new, and that is a brand new fence. And there's ways for you to work through to come into a even lower number. But what happens when you still don't agree with the review board?
Well, there is another step. I wanted to say that during that last process, one of the things, you want to be honest and truthful with them. Don't try to mislead them. Actually use real data. They do have access to our MLS.
Good point.
So if you bought your house a year or 2 years ago and you're arguing that your kitchen is the original kitchen, they know in those photos it's not an original kitchen, and that will get you in a lot of hot water if you do that. So do not do that.
And if it's been taken out of MLS, you're like, oh, but my agent took it out. There's a good chance they're going to flip over and go to Zillow. And if your agent didn't think about it, it is on Zillow, and they're going to see it.
Yes.
So
the last one,
that's
okay, already came up, was the last step is you can appeal to the district court. I'm sorry, that was my fault. You can appeal to the district court and file a lawsuit. And usually when you have to go to that, I don't know of anybody personally that's ever gone to that. I'm sure it happens, but that's if you're really butting heads over some valuation that you just don't come to agreement on. So the cool thing is, if you win that, you do get all your attorney's fees paid for by the appraisal district.
So I would think that in a case where you can't come to any type of agreement and you do the lawsuit, you're either talking about a substantial amount of land that's extremely unique, or a piece of property that is so valuable, establishing a number gets real tough.
It could be, and keep in mind that all property goes through this, not only just real property, but business personal property. Yep. So corporations that own copiers, that own office equipment, that own cubicles, all of that is valued in their annual taxes. And so I think many times it's going to be more a commercial type environment that's going to go through the lawsuit version than it is a homeowner.
Good. Let that be over there. And last but not least, it's time to pay those taxes.
Yeah.
So that is coming up
October. So the last part of this process is all the people that are protesting right now, we'll probably have all those hearings done probably by the end of July. They try very hard to get all those bunched into like a 6-week period. So by August 1-ish, the total value that is going to be taxed upon is shared with all the municipalities or all the taxing districts. So that's when those taxing districts set their tax rate, and that's what all comes together for you to get your tax bill in October.
Good times. Only 2 things you have to do in life: pay taxes and die.
That is true. So we hope you found this helpful today. If there's any other information that you'd like about this process, or if you need comparable data, just reach out to us. We would be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be a realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.